Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Olivia and this is my channel where I love to talk about all things nail polish, especially magnetic nail polish. Now, okay, I love magnetic nail polish, but I also recognize how tedious it can be to work with. And so part of one of the series that I have here on my channel is like showcasing some of my favorite nail polishes from various brands. One of those brands is Fancy Gloss. By the way, this video not sponsored or anything like that. I'm just a fan of their products and want to share my love for them. So a while back, I posted a video about some of my favorite magnetic toppers from them, like I guess they're regular magnetic ones. And today we're going to cover the fine particle magnetic ones. Those are the ones that have like pull in the name of them. First, I also want to give a big thanks to the viewer, commenter, JD Shy, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who commented on a video and said, hey, the next Fancy Gloss restock is happening soon. I'm filming this video on May 23rd, and the next restock is happening on May 29th, next Friday from now. And JD Shy asked if I would be able to get the part 2 video posted. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, sure. I always have like a list of videos that I am planning to film, but sometimes I kind of like pick and choose, like what am I in the mood for most wanting to film, and stuff like that. Are there any like upcoming releases? So it was a good reminder that this restock is coming up soon. Now, full transparency, like I said, because I'm not affiliated with Fancy Gloss, and I don't believe that the maker, Jackie, has yet posted in the Facebook group for Fancy Gloss exactly which polishes will be available for this upcoming restock. But I do want to use this video as a chance to show you the 6 of them that I have in my collection. And also, I recently posted another video that is all about some tips that I have for working with fine particle magnetic nail polishes in general. At the beginning of that video, I mentioned that I had actually started filming like the content for this one first, but then just became so frustrated with fine particle magnetics. I was like, I need to film the tips video first. So if you haven't yet seen that video with the fine particle magnetics tips, or the other Fancy Gloss magnetic topper ones, so just for like their green magnetic topper, their indigo magnetic topper, I'll put the links to those in the description for this video. Okay, so how is this video going to be structured? As I said, I have 6 of the fine particle magnetic polishes from Fancy Gloss, and for each of them I'm going to show you how they look in 3 different ways. So I'm going to show you how it looks when it is magnetized over black in the velvet style. Second, I'm going to show you how it looks when it is magnetized over a white-black split in the cat eye style. And then the third is going to be showing you how it looks magnetized over a red and blue cream split in the cat eye style. A lot of it is to get a sense of to what extent will you be able to get like a somewhat clear view through when you're using these magnetic polishes, because often many magnetic toppers tend to have like a certain like gray cast around them. So like, let's say you are putting a magnetic topper over a red polish because you're like, hey, I love the color of this magnetic polish, but I also like red, so let me put it over there. But then you put it on top of the red and suddenly it doesn't look red anymore. And you're like, what happened? So as I was thinking about like which other colors beyond white and black I wanted to show, I chose the 2 that I'll show you momentarily because they're like not super bright because you're gonna most likely get some kind of particle cast, but they are like not the darkest red and blue that I have. They're kind of like in that middle range. So yeah, that's gonna be the structure for today. And okay, yeah, last thing before I go over to my nail desk, a note about today's outfit. Okay, so first of all, before I get into the particulars of this, something that I would just recommend to any of you who are like, I'm very into fashion, but even if you're not into fashion, but you've got a whole wardrobe of clothes that some of which you might not have worn in a while, I recently realized that I just have so many like nice clothes and dresses that I tend to only wear to special occasions. And when special occasions come up, I absolutely have fun picking out which one I'm going to wear and wearing it. But then special occasions just don't come around that often, and I'm like, well, I can wear a really cute extra dressy outfit whenever I want to, especially if I'm filming a video, because this is a special occasion because I said so. So that is why this. And so this dress that I'm wearing here, which has like a built-in cape, because why not, the last time I wore this must have been many years ago, before I had my red hair, and I had like my natural dark brown, very dark brown, nearly black hair. So as I was getting ready today and I put this dress on, I was like, wait a minute, I can't quite place what's going on here. And then I was like, wait, let me, I have like these, the glasses I can magnetize and that are magnetized, and I put like the different toppers on it. So when I did that, I was like, you know what? I'm just leaning all the way into this today. The theme for this is yassified Ronald McDonald. I'm just saying, like, whenever I go to my hairstylist, he and I often joke about how one of these years, like if I'm feeling kind of lazy around Halloween, I can just be Ronald McDonald, and we have a good laugh about that. But y'all, when I put on this yellow dress and then I realized I have red hair, I was just like, white glasses, we're doing this. So yassified Ronald McDonald. I'm I told my husband this and he was just like, what? So yeah, anyway, we're gonna have fun with this today. Let's go ahead and get magnetizing. As always, I'd like to begin by showing you all what's on my nails today. So continuing the whole connection to my outfit today of like a yassified Ronald McDonald, I decided to lean into it with red nail polish. Yeah, I'm just feeling very, very sparkly today. So let me show you what this is all made of. The main polish that I use, and wow, you can see the fill line like right above the Great Lakes text here. This is Great Lakes Lacquer We Pass the Setting Sun. And I've had this one for a while. When I've worn it before, I've really enjoyed it, but when I put it on today, something just didn't feel quite right. And I realized that when I put it on, it was looking less red against my skin and more pink. So I actually took a picture as I was doing my nails. I'll put that picture up here where in that photo, only the pinky finger is the one that then has this jelly over it. This is Starrily's Blood Belly Jelly. So in that photo, only the pinky has both of these on here, and the others, so I can show you what it looks like when I just am wearing We Pass the Setting Sun. So I did 2 coats of this. I then did 1 coat of Blood Belly Jelly, and I feel like getting to that point was really what gave me this type of deep red that I was looking for, while still being able to have the underlying shimmer from We Pass the Setting Sun. But I mean, I'm kind of predictable in some ways, admittedly, and so y'all already know if I'm wearing a red nail polish, it's like a 99% chance that I also have my my trusty red reflective glitter topper. I put that on here, gave it some extra sparkle. It's I'm filming this on a Saturday afternoon. It's kind of sunny-ish outside, so after I finish filming, I'm hoping that I can see some like sparkling in the outdoors. But yeah, this is an example of time where, you know, if you've got a polish that you're like, I really like this polish and it is almost what I want, but not quite it. If it's a matter of like it being just not the right colored tone for you, before you destash it, see if you can put a jelly on top of it and get it to shift a little bit towards what you want. So yeah, sparkly. Up first is Astral Pull. I decided to do these in alphabetical order, so here we are. Fancy Gloss's website describes it as being a dusty gold green thin particle magnetic topper. And I believe that the next part here will apply to all of them. So I won't read this every time, but I just want to mention that the Fancy Gloss description says, this polish is not meant to be opaque. You add a base color, then apply one coat of the magnetic top coat, apply the magnet and top coat. This magnetic topper is not 100% clear. And also this polish does not come with a magnet. So here is how it looks with a bar magnet up to it, so you can see how that goes. First, I'm gonna show you how it looks over black. As always, the black polish that I use is Bee's Knees Lacquer Void. And this is it in the velvet style. It is, you know, this is interesting. I magnetized this about, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago. Basically what I just did was so for each polish I am using 3 swatch sticks. So I had basically had to prep a total of 18 swatch sticks, and I figured let me do all the swatch prepping first before I start filming. So, but I had already magnetized this one before I did. So it's interesting that this is how this looks about 20 minutes in. I'm surprised I'm not getting as much of the velvet effect as I previously was. But one thing I will be doing for all of these polishes, I will be putting on the DRK magic effect to give a more crisp magnetic effect. I'm gonna do that off camera after showing you the 3 sticks for each one, but since it's gonna be a while since I'll be magnetizing all of these, I want to make sure that the magnetic effect stays in place by the time I then go to film the other lighting shots. Okay, so starting with a white and black swatch, for the white, I have cracked polish crinkled linens, and sorry, I'm giving you all the logistics notes here, but I promise I'm not going to say this for every single one. But for these next 2 swatch sticks, after I put on the split color, I actually went over it with a coat of top coat, because I found from previous filming that and this is not a Fancy Gloss thing, but for just about any polish that I try to put over a white-black split, if I don't put top coat over it first, often there will be some kind of smearing that happens, and I don't want that to affect the way that the end result looks. So if these swatches are looking a little bit extra glossy right now, that is why. So let's start with Astral Pull over white and black in the cat eye style. I'm going to magnetize this for my usual 60 seconds. Okay, here is how we're looking. You can still see a little bit of that gray cast over the white side, and once again, the description says it's not 100% clear. I really like how this looks over black. This color is just a very nice, like a classy, rustic, vintage vibe. I'm just throwing words out there and seeing what sticks, but I really like this. Now, for the next 2 colors, the red and blue that I mentioned, the red cream that I'm using is from Zoya. It is called Janelle, and the blue is also from Zoya. It is Beckett. So same thing where I swatch the creams out and then put a top coat over that to prevent any kind of smearing. So let's see how Astral looks over these two. Now this is, you know, when I started filming when I tried to film this video before, I did swatch out the white and black, but in that video, I wasn't doing a red and blue split. I was doing something completely different. This way is better. But yeah, so all of this is to say, I have not yet seen how any of these toppers are going to look over red and blue. So this is going to be a fun surprise for all of us together. Here we are. Okay, over red, it's a little, like I can see the sparkles and speckles more there, but over this blue, that's pretty good. Like, seeing it looks like, you know, if you want to have something that looks like a shooting star across the night sky, I really like that a lot. Okay, so just putting these together here so you can see them side by side one more time. Yeah, I really like Astral Pull. So as I mentioned, I'm going to put DRK Magic Effect and top coat over all of these swatches, and next you'll see how they look in some other lighting. Up next is Celestial Pull. The description on the Fancy Gloss website says, mostly purple, but you can see pink in low lights magnetic topper. Love it. Here's how it looks when I put a bar magnet to it. And I recently included this one in a video the other week that I'll link in the description, where I used Celestial Pull to try to dupe Penelope Luz's Wisteria polish. So if any of you are feeling like you missed out on Wisteria, but you're thinking about picking up Celestial Pull, definitely check that out. Okay. Next, here is how Celestial Pull looks in the velvet style over black. I'm trying to see if I can pick up on that, like any kinds of pink. I mean, I'm not in low light right now, so that's why I'm not seeing pink, but yeah, really nice color. And let's go on to see how this looks over white and black. You know, as I'm doing this, I'll say that, like, y'all know that I love toppers. Like, I will talk about toppers all day, every day. And something that I really enjoy about toppers, especially magnetic toppers, is the versatility of them. And that if you are on a budget, if you are looking to try and, you know, not maintain a super large polished collection, but you do want to have some more choices available to you, I really do think that toppers like this are a fantastic way to be able to recreate a lot of the polishes that you see coming out nowadays. So, like, I know I mentioned I recently used the Celestial to try to dupe Wisteria. I feel like Bee's Knees Lacquer is always coming out with more fine particle magnetic polishes that kind of starts to look the same after a while. So instead of adding every single one of them that comes out into your collection, you know, you might want to do something with magnetic toppers instead. Okay, so here's how Celestial looks over white and black. I'm actually going to bring back the Astral Pull swatch to do a comparison over white real quick. So Astral on the left, Celestial on the right, and focusing on the white side, you can really see that, I mean, Astral does have like a slight yellow tint to it, and there is that graying that I expect, but Celestial has a dusty purple grayish tint to it and is even darker. So right now what this is telling me is that With Celestial, it may not work as well over lighter colors. It looks gorgeous over black though. So let's see. Also, I'm just looking to see, this is how it looks with, I'm just looking at like when I added the DRK magic effect. I do remember like reading from some people's experiences when they said that using magic effect or any other kind of magnetic helper with fine particle magnetics often doesn't give the same kind of benefit, like good result that you get with non-fine particle magnetics. And I'm like, I literally just magic effect this swatch over here and you know, magnetize it, and then I magnetize it again with top coat. So I think that, okay, just a note for myself, I think I probably will not be using magic effect for the rest of this video, but I will still put top coat on these so that they don't stick together as I'm like trying to work with them. Okay, so this is Celestial over white and black. Let's put it on our red and blue. So with what I now know of how Celestial was looking over the lighter color white there, I'm kind of wondering how would it look over this red. I'm expecting that it's going to give a little bit more of a cast, but since it's red, it might not be that bad. Let's see. Here we are. Yeah, yeah, you know, it's tough because towards the edges there, you're gonna get a little bit more of that picking up naturally, just because this is like a flat magnet trying to go over a rounded nail. So I'm not gonna judge that too harshly with like the extra like glow that's there. But I think that this, like, if I were to magnetize this on, say, like a more flat nail, I could actually see that the Celestial Pull could work pretty well. It also looks great over this blue here. It's kind of, you know, it's purple, but over this blue cream, it almost seems to take on kind of like a periwinkle blue color, which is a lot of fun to see. So yeah, this is Celestial Pull. Like I said, now that I know that magic effect is not giving me the magic effect I wanted right now, I'm just going to put top coat over these and we'll take a look at some other lighting. Next is Gravity Pull. The Fancy Gloss website describes it as being a very light blue, thin particle magnetic topper. Here is how it looks when it is magnetized with a bar magnet. And as a bonus little comparison here, I wanted, I figured many of you might be curious to see how does this compare to Bee's Knees Lacquer Blade of the Frontiers. I'm not going to go through like all the like full swatching with Blade of the Frontiers, but I do just want to show you a comparison in the bottle real quick. So here is how Gravity Pull looks right there, and then here's how Blade of the Frontiers looks. I think that Blade of the Frontiers has a slightly okay, so Gravity Pull is a topper, Blade of the Frontiers is not. So that is one main difference right off the bat. But I think that if you do want to try and recreate Blade of the Frontiers, if you don't already have it, you might be able to do so by putting Gravity Pull over a dark blue cream polish and seeing what happens. So, you know, if you happen to miss out on Blade of the Frontiers, but you are able to pick up Gravity Pull, I feel like Gravity Pull should most likely be enough to kind of scratch that itch for you. Here is how it looks in the velvet style over black. What I like about this one is how it looks like silver, but it's not silver. You know, it's like silver, but in a cooler way with just a little bit of pop of color. So if you're someone who like feels that silver doesn't play up well against your skin tone and your undertones, something like Gravity Pull could work a little bit better for you because it's sort of like silver, but like not kind of maybe less likely to make you feel washed out. Let's see how it's looking over white and black. And as I'm swatching these, all of these names are making me want to go to the planetarium. That's not a bad thing though. And here's how it looks. I think, you know, absolutely stunning over black as expected, and over blue, or I'm sorry, not over blue, over white. Let me see if I can pull in the celestial one for comparison. Yeah, it's looking about the same level of darkness as what we were getting from celestial. So once again, this might not be the best one to wear over lighter colors, but I do have a feeling that this is going to work pretty well over over blue. And I'm going to see if I can re-angle my magnet in a way that will maybe pick up a little bit of the red side better this time around. Here we are. Yeah, I think the way that I kind of angled the magnet this time gave us a better result on the right there. That actually is not bad. That's pretty cute. And over blue, oh yeah, that is gorgeous. That, you know, having a blue magnetic topper over a different shade of blue, or any kind of, like, you know, a lighter shade of X over like a darker shade of X, whatever, is always a fantastic combination. This looks pretty good, and I think when you have like this matchy thing like this, you don't really see much, if any, of that, like the gray cast and the particle dispersion around it. So yeah, this is Gravity Pull. Let's see it in some other lighting. We're about halfway through. Next is Orbit Pull. Fancy Gloss's website describes it as being a mostly pink, but you can see pewter and low light magnetic topper. Here is how it looks when you put a barb magnet to it. Yeah, it is pink. It is not like pink, like it's not like that kind of like bright in your face pink, but more of like a very delicate one. Here's how Orbit Pull looks over black in the velvet style. And after I magnetize this over white and black, I'm going to show you how it looks side by side with against Celestial Pull, the purple one. I mean, they're by no means are these like dupes of each other. They are, one is purple, one is pink, but in case you're trying to make some choices as to, like, you know, which one you might prefer over the other, I figured a side-by-side comparison might be helpful. Here's what we've got. And yeah, actually it's interesting that I didn't, when I swatched on Orbit Pull, I must have, you know, missed a little bit of that white sliver over there. But that's not a bad thing, because it can actually show you just what I mean about how, yeah, these toppers are not intended to be clear. You will get some kind of like darkening and grayish cast going on. And here is Celestial on the left and Orbit on the right. I mean, if you're gonna get multiple, I think that these two work really well together, like a nice springtime Skittle or something like that. And with this one, I'm thinking that I love like pink and red together in just the right shades and tones of those two colors can be such a good look. And so I'm excited to see how this will look over red. I think it's going to look great over the blue too, but especially the red. here we are. Yeah, I think what I'm probably gonna do moving forward is like, even though when I magnetize my own nails with a bar magnet, I do it on a diagonal because I like that, the look of that more. Actually, on this side, I would do like that on this hand. But I think in order to really balance things out on the swatches, moving forward, I'm gonna do more of like what I did here, which is just do it flat across. That way, both sides, like neither side is going to suffer from not having the magnet be as close to it as the other side is. So yeah, see what I mean about how pink and red look so cute together? This is pretty good. Yeah, so I think if you were to wear this over a red, especially, I would probably go with a slightly deeper shade of red in order to, like, you still want to be able to see that your base color is red, but you want it to be dark enough so that it absorbs some of that gray cast and doesn't stand out as much as it does here. Over blue, real cute too. So here's Orbit one more time indoors, and we'll see it in some other lighting. Next, we've got Solar Pull. The Fancy Gloss website describes it as a copper green thin particle magnetic topper. Here is how it looks in the bottle with a bar magnet on it, and also how it looks in the velvet style over black. Now, as I was looking at this one, I thought, I definitely want to show you all a few quick bottle comparisons. So on the left, we're going to have Fancy Gloss's Solar Pull. In the middle, I'm going to put Starrily's Magma. And on the right, I'm gonna bring in Crack's Scorchy. Now, Magma and Scorchy are just regular magnetic toppers, not fine particle. But I know that whenever I think, okay, copper, that can be a wide range of many types of shades. And so I wanted to show you that, so for example, if you think about Magma and Scorchy as being copper, I do agree. They are, however, a different type of copper than what we've got with Solar Pull on the left. So here is that. I feel like, yeah, especially when you do the magnetize it in the cat eye style, the edges around that magnetic line are where you can especially pick up on the green that's in there. By comparison, here's what we've got for Magma, which is going to be kind of hard because let me do it from the side here. That is Magma. Sorry, I've been using this, so you're not going to get a really good, like, across the bottle line here, but hopefully you can see that the magnetic effect that's happening inside the bottle is a lot more of like a copper orange compared to copper green over here. And then let's actually put this in the middle as we're looking at Scorchy. So same thing with Scorchy. It is Scorchy and Magma are very similar, but yeah, so if you have Scorchy and or Magma and you're wondering, is that a dupe of Solar Pull? To me, my answer would be no. So let's go on to see how Solar Pull looks over white and black. Yeah, I really like the green aspect that's in this. It's something that makes it pretty unique in my collection because, I mean, you know, I've got Magma, I've got Scorchy, but I really love that extra pop of green that I'm seeing there. Oops, there's like a little bubble up top. Let me smooth that out. It's like right in the middle. I pushed it further in. Okay, we're just stuck with the bubble. It's fine. Here we are over white and black. Over black especially, that is just so gorgeous. Just Again, I want to go to the planetarium right now. I'm gonna compare this to, let me see, I've got Orbit pretty handy here. Just want to show you the difference on the white side. I think that Orbit has a slightly darker gray cast to it, whereas Solar a little bit lighter, but I think that when we put Solar over Red, I'm hoping that it will be a pretty good fit for it, you know, with like red and orange together like that. Orange could also work well over blue because they are complementary colors on opposite sides of the color wheel. So for multiple reasons, I'm actually curious to see how this swatch is going to turn out. Ooh, I love how that looks over red. And I know, oh, and blue too. Okay, I know I often say I'm not an orange polish person, but this might make me an orange polish person. Over like red especially, it seems to take on a little bit of a coral look to it. And then over blue, I like how I'm getting some traces of that green that's popping up there. This is really nice. Okay, y'all, I was not expecting Solar Pull to be one of my like favorites from this video, but I think it kind of is. Like I know I'm mostly a seasonal polish person, but I could see this especially working well in the fall, but I might try to get some good use out of this during the summer too. Let's see this in some other lighting. The final polish of this video, thank you all for hanging in here with me, is Stellar Pull. Fancy Gloss's website says that this is mostly sage green, but you can see silver in low lights magnetic topper. Here is how it looks when I do the bar magnet over it. Yeah, I think that is a perfect description of it, that it truly is like mostly sage green. This was actually, I think, the first one that I picked up from this collection of fine particle magnetic toppers from Fancy Gloss. And oh goodness, I think sometime last fall, I'll put a link to this one in the description. I used Stellar Pull when I was trying to dupe out Bee's Knees Lacquer's Bog Dweller. So feel free to check that one out. Okay, so let's go and yeah. Here is how Stellar Pull looks over black in the velvet style. And now let's go and do this in the cat eye style. Wow. I'm surprised it took this long in the video for me to make some kind of sound, but I've been saying cat eye this whole video, so I was bound to like make some kind of animal noise sooner or later. Here's what we've got for Stellar Pull. I do want to bring this up and compare it to, I think Astral Pull might be a little close in color somewhat. I know Astral Pull is more yellow and Stellar is more green, but at a distance, at least to my eye under this indoor lighting, they're like among the lighter of the colors in this group. So I just want to do a side by side, like especially over white. I feel there's a lot of similarity there, but you know, over darker colors, you can definitely see that Astral is more yellow and Stellar is green. So let's see this over red and blue. I think that seeing this over blue is the one I'm more looking forward to, because I think with Stellar Pull and how it is almost silver looking, I always love combining together blue and silver polish. So let's see how this goes. Yes, just like I was hoping. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, all right, over red, not bad. You know, it's okay, but I really love that effect over blue. It's very close to being silver, but with like just a little hint of color in there. That is fantastic. Yeah, so here is Stellar Pull. real quick, let me stellar pull in gravity pull, just to show you that as well, because I think that's another one that might be kind of similar, though gravity pull is darker with the blue cast that is there. For some reason I thought that these two would be closer in like the magnetic line, but yeah, let's see these in some other lighting and then get wrapped up. Whew, that was a lot of swatching. But I hope that seeing all of those swatches has helped you to get a sense of how they each look individually, and also like at times where there were some comparisons that I needed to make there. Yeah, I would say for myself, probably my personal favorite from the group is Stellar Pull. Even though it's technically like a sage green, I love that it is light and airy enough to look like silver if you didn't know that it was sage green. But I should also put, that would also work really well over a dark green too. Yeah, just swatching out all of these sticks as I was doing it, I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that combination. Yeah, I would love to hear in the comments which, if any of these polishes are on your fancy gloss wish list. If there are any other fancy gloss polishes that you might recommend to people who are newer to the brand and might want to get some recommendations, please feel free to add that in the comments as well, so that people can kind of scroll through and see what your top picks would be. And I just remembered, I'm also going to put a link in the description of this video to my favorite fancy gloss shimmer toppers. So the ones that are like the Let It Glow blue, Let It Glow red, pink, and so on, so that you can check those out. Yeah, once again, I will say that I know I've said this before, but toppers are amazing. And if you are on a budget and you are trying to limit your purchases, please trust me when I say that toppers are such a great investment for a nail polish collection. Even if you're not necessarily trying to dupe another existing polish, but you're just trying to get some more seasoning with the polishes that you already have. I love toppers. Yeah, feel free to check out some of the other ones that are in that playlist as well. And yeah. As always, thank you all for hanging out with me on this video and for being part of this community here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.